Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is it officially time for the Clippers to trade for Lonzo Ball? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, check out our Dreamerspro Max premium platform. It's our own online sports community. It's a place where you start basketball discussions, chat live during games, and go live with us after games. Consume original content that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else, and so many other cool things. So if you guys are interested, check it out. We have and get 7 days of free access below. I know some of you guys regarding to this story yesterday were asking me some questions like, what are your immediate thoughts? If you wanted to know that, you could just you would have been able to reach us immediately on the platform, because we're always talking about these type of things on there. But during the channel is a place where we post videos, and we try to keep it clean. Anyway, so check it out, and let me get back into the content here. So I've been talking. I probably spent the last month or so, or the last 2 to 3 weeks, talking about trading options for the Clippers as far as their point guards, right? Because I think we've all reached the point where we can acknowledge the fact that the Clippers need to do something about their point guard situation. I mentioned the fact that I don't like the combination of guards that they have. You would call them guards, point guards, whatever it is. Just call them a combination of guards that they have with Reggie Jackson, Lou Williams, Terrence Mann, and Patrick Beverley. Now, of that crop of players, the ones that I do like, I like Terrence Mann, and I like Patrick Beverley. Terrence Mann is a great young player, plays a lot of energy, defense, nice playmaker, but can't really shoot. Patrick Beverley, great defender, probably their third best on the ball defender, heartbeat of the team, emotional leader of the team. I love him, but the fact that he's a knockdown 3-point shooter, the problem with him is he's always injured. Lou Williams is a great scorer, but that's pretty much it. Now, he has picked up his defense as of late, but that's pretty much who Lou Williams is, and Reggie Jackson is just a little bit more of Lou Williams. Now, of the players that I've explored as far as possible point guard options, we've done this before, but now it looks like this story is really I'm growing some legs here. We talked about George Hill and the possibility of them trying to get George Hill. We talked about Kyle Lowry just yesterday. He's probably the longest shot when you consider his salary. We talked about Kyle Lowry. We talked about Eric Bledsoe, and of course we also mentioned like a John Wall, and really kind of explained why he would not really work as far as an option for the Clippers, given the fact his salary and all of these different things. But really, these are the options that are out there, right? Now, Lonzo Ball is another guy who we've also spoken about, but now it looks like the Clippers are really going after him, and possibly he's the guy that makes probably the most sense for the Clippers, and he's probably the best option as far as a player they can go after, because first of all, financially, it makes sense. Now, if we look at Lonzo Ball's salary this year with the New Orleans Pelicans, according to ESPN.com, and you may get different numbers depending on where you check, but according to ESPN.com, his salary is about roughly $11 million a year, this year. So he's earning $11 million this year, which is a good amount, but it's not too crazy, right? You're not talking about a Kyle Lowry who's earning $30 million a year, or a John Wall who's earning $40 million. So his salary is closer to the salaries that they currently have as far as players that they could possibly move to match. Okay, if you look at the current Clippers salary, talking about players that they could potentially move in this case, let's look at, for instance, let's say they wanted to come off of Patrick Beverley. His salary is $13 million a year. If they wanted to move Reggie Jackson, his salary is $1.6 million. But if you look at Lou Williams' salary here, Lou Williams is earning $8 million. So if you package the two of them, you're closer to the Lonzo Ball number. And of course, you have Luke Kennard, who's at $5.2 million. But next year, his salary is going to go up to, I think, $12 million a year. So those are the current players that I think the Clippers can kind of play around with as far as options, as far as players that they could move. Now, on the court, let's just get past the salary aspect of this for a second. Let's talk about what Lonzo Ball will bring to the Clippers on the court, because really that's what we're looking at here. First of all, Lonzo Ball is a very talented basketball player. If we look at his numbers this season, he's averaging 14.2 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, and 5.6 assists. He's shooting 42.5% from the field. He's improved his field goal shooting over last year by 2.5 percentage points. He's shooting 38.5% from the three, which is important, especially in today's NBA. You need to have a point guard that can knock down threes and stretch the floor. Last time the Pelicans and the Clippers played, he was out there looking like Steve Nash or Reggie Miller, one of these guys. He hit so many threes. He's improved his free throw shooting. Is not awesome, right? He's shooting 76.7% from the free throw line, but just to juxtapose that with last season he shot 56.6. So he's improved his free throw shooting by 20 percentage points. That's a major jump, and it also shows me that possibly moving forward he could continue to improve, because he's shown the ability as a basketball player to improve. He's shown it. You can look at his numbers and see that over time. And the year before, he shot 41% from the free throw line. So Lonzo Ball is improving as far as a three-point shooter. Last season, he averaged 7 assists per game. He's the only player that I think on the Clippers that can average that amount of assists, probably with Paul George coming up next. And he's getting you 1.3 steals per game. So those are his raw numbers. Obviously, Lonzo Ball is a very talented passer. We all know this. He plays very good defense at the point guard position, so he will bolster the first line of defense that the Clippers have. Right, he's not going to be a defensive liability out there where he's somebody late in games that you're going to have to substitute in and out, which is something that you see happening a lot with Lou Williams, for example, who can score, but his defense is questionable. He also has great size. At 6'6", he can see over the defense, but it means that he's also good at switching, because it is, as a 6 foot guy, if he starts off initially guarding the point guard, you switch off on him to a 2 or 3. Lonzo Ball can possibly hold his own because of his size. Now, Patrick Beverley is a 6'2" point guard, and he usually plays bigger than he is. He plays bigger than his size. He plays big, but Lonzo Ball could also help them with their switching, because you know the Clippers like to switch a lot. So if you have a 6'6" point guard, a 6'7" 2 guard, and Kawhi Leonard, because Kawhi usually plays a 2, a Paul George who's 6'8" playing the small forward, you have a lot of length to spearhead your defense. And then once you go a little bit deeper, now you can see who you want to put at the 4. Usually they have Nicholas Batum, but it looks like they're going to be moving Marcus Morris Sr. to the 4, just to provide more spacing, and then keep Serge Ibaka at the 5, which also gives the Clippers shot blocking and protection at the rim, but also in addition a big that can stretch the floor. Now, another thing that Lonzo Ball is very good at, he's very good at pushing the pace. If you watch Lonzo Ball play, or if you watch him coming out of college, that was one of the things that he was heralded for, was his ability to push the pace of the game with his outlet passing. You know, if you look at Lonzo Ball, he's very good at those outlet passes, which will help his teammates, in my opinion, get easier shots, right? He'll help them get easier shots earlier in the shot clock, but also in transition. Right, this is something that the Clippers are not very good at, scoring in the fast break, getting these easy buckets just to kind of speed up the pace of the game. We've heard Tyronn Lue and others speak about that, and you know that Paul George and Kawhi Leonard do not play with a lot of pace. Right, they don't play slow, but you can kind of describe them as being methodical players. Right, they play at their own pace. Right, if you look at them, they don't really look like they're moving fast, because you can't really speed them up. They play a little bit faster than Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is not a very fast player. Doesn't play with a lot of speed. For example, if you compare him to like LeBron plays with a lot of speed. Now, these reports have intensified. I'm not just coming up here talking about this because I'm just decided, let's make a Lonzo Ball video. No, I saw a report, first of all, on CBS Sports and Bleacher Report. So I'm going to read the report, what Bleacher Report said just yesterday. This information just came out yesterday on Friday, and basically what Bleacher Report is reporting is that the Los Angeles Clippers are reportedly looking into the possibility of acquiring point guard Lonzo Ball from the New Orleans Pelicans. According to Mark Stein of the New York Times, the Clippers are exploring trade routes, those are the quotes there, trade routes for Ball ahead of the March 25th deadline because of their need of a playmaker. The 23-year-old Ball is in the midst of his 4th season overall, and he's the second of a member of the Pelicans that are getting members again after he got traded basically from the Los Angeles Lakers for the Anthony Davis deal. Y'all remember that. So Bleacher Report and other sources have been saying that this is a real possibility. And today's the 20th, so the trade deadline I think is on the Thursday. That's when it ends. So it looks like the Clippers are really serious about making this move, and if they get him, he's going to solve a lot of the problems that they have, right? I think Lonzo Ball solves a lot of those problems. The only issue with Lonzo is that he doesn't have any experience, right? He's only a 4-year guy. I don't think he's ever been to the playoffs, so that's the only thing. And also, I don't know about his late game free throw shooting. I don't know what he's going to be like at the free throw line late in games, given the fact that this Clippers team is going to the playoffs. They are going to the playoffs, so Lonzo Ball is going to be able to, he's going to need to play big. But listen, as they say, the only way you're going to get experience is by actually going out there and getting that experience, right? You can't hold it against a guy for not having experience, but then being trepidatious about giving him an opportunity to gain that experience. So eventually, at one point or another, he's going to need to gain that experience. So he might as well start getting it now. So to me, this move makes a lot of sense. Okay, not mentioning the fact that Lonzo Ball is only 23 years old. If I check his age, Lonzo Ball is 23 years old. So if they were to get a point guard like this and keep him happy, I think he's somebody that they can keep for a long time moving into the future. And remember, maybe this is a decision that his dad, LeVar Ball, may be all for. Because remember, LeVar Ball is from California. Lonzo Ball is from California, so he's going to have the possibility to go back home, so to speak. So I'm sure his dad, that's going to be a movie supporter, given the fact that he wanted his son to play with the Los Angeles Lakers all along, because he'll be close to home in his comfort zone. So I think his dad would be pleased to see his son around. That's what I'm thinking, because given the fact he wanted him to play with the Lakers. So if he has the opportunity to come back to LA, I think that's a move that his dad would definitely support. And you know that his father, Lonzo Ball, I'm talking about, his father has a very important influence in his life, which is very important. I think it's very good that his dad is playing an active role in his life. So that's a very good thing. So for me, to answer the question, yes, I think it's time for the Clippers to pull the trigger. As I mentioned, Kyle Lowry is a long shot, but this is definitely a trade that can actually happen. Like, they have the pieces and everything in place, and the Clippers do have picks. They have 4 to 5 picks they can definitely offer the Pelicans. So I think it's time to pull the trigger. I think the Clippers should go ahead and make the move if they can, because let's be honest, they need to do something. They need to do something, because although you may like Patrick Beverley and others, if you're waiting for Patrick Beverley to be healthy, Patrick Beverley has missed over a quarter of the season. We don't know when he's coming back, and if, as I said yesterday, if you're waiting for him to get back and then stay healthy, he can get injured again. Remember, last year in the Orlando bubble, he missed the first round. He was injured. So it's time for them to make the move. Time to do something different, right? They need to do something different, and I think Lonzo Ball is the guy they need to get. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think it's time for them to pull the trigger? Whatever you guys think, make the trade. Let me just say that. Is it time for them to make the trade? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Again, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the next video that we have coming up. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.